Still aren't listening. They're play moseying over to her now. They're still just sort of playing towards her. Yeah. I had some things I wrote down by the grace of the Lord's probably and time. Hey, Leo, you know, part of it wasn't too long ago, Leo, like what, 1,000 years ago, 600 years ago, y'all only had like staff weapons, like staffs, poles, right? You'll see what no gets you, that's for damn sure. Or was it what, 400 years? 400 years. All right, so, well, I haven't gone over the news other than a little bit, but I'm assuming we're moving Iran over to where Venezuela and those other two countries were putting there. Another thing that's going to happen. Going out and draftees of Iran, those protests about that girl. Did you do any paperwork so the family got any money, or did you just go out there making a scene for people to have to clean up behind you? Don't get me wrong, it's a paycheck. So chanting how chanting you're worried about outboardlies, right? More than you're supposed to, and so it messes you up outboardlies, right? You need to be chanting my name and things like that, and how that the security line is supporting a rebel government and that are to be put down. All right. Otherwise, you just look like you're talking to people who are laughing at your asses. Draftees, you can't declare yourselves crustaceans anymore now that I've guaranteed you. And did you know that in the spot we are, we could be like the 10,000th generation, billion infinities of a generation to come into this spot, right? Like the first would have went off to the side, but it doesn't work like that. It was always happening. You just always have to picture it always happening. So we move over to the side into our personal little void of what differences, where things can't mess up the natural evolution, right? And so we could be however many ones of it, right, later on. And so try not to embarrass me any more than you already do for, not speaking right, picking your noses, things like that. All right, draftees. Don't eat your boogers either. I'm going to put in an application for the Social Security to do the full payout. Supposedly, I can get a full payout of my lifetime benefits. So we'll do that. I think I can gamble with that one. What do you say? Um, oh. All right. The government and at least the military leaders are considered rebel from the time they decided to ignore me to date. Or they didn't like this, or they didn't like that. They're considered a rebel. Bunch of goddamn crybabies or some shit. Um, Remember, we don't go after family in those situations of the rulers, right? What else? I got a busload of freaking ones. So this is what I was thinking. Um, so um, I could write like, I mean, it's not going to take me long to write 1,000 of those letters. Just doing the copy and paste, right? And we can narrow it down to, 500 million a piece, right? What it was, 500 billion, right? And 1,000, so it would be 500 million per agency that helps out organization. I did do agents. I did every variation of government stuff. Oh, that reminds me. Some of you don't work government workers, right? Or you don't give money to governments. Um, so I also am friend to Supreme Overlord and Commander. Pick whichever one you want. I apply to everything, and I'll come to you as my registered self, or what I can of that to Rala SRA in the middle, right? And then it was just as far as it being an official government and public service, Rala LSRA, I was just being official with the entitlement as far as what type of services I represent. And then LSRA, there's your, well, it's like the civil side, I guess, if anything. It wasn't meant to be a government and public works. It just went hand in hand with the name and what I was trying to present, like how I do my symbols, rough waters, soldiers, because I didn't have the helmet. That's all. Don't like I do have an EIN number for it, but as far as it being some sort of it's not official for anything but my little story and the kids to see. Um, sure, it might. I mean, well, I haven't put the name to the EIN number specifically, so. But or at least I don't think I did. I think I tried to, and then I thought it went in that way or something, and then well, no name and then stuff. So but just remember, I'm freaking throwing things around and things like that. Sure, I'm a government worker, but you can pick and choose whichever side you want of me. I'm a philanthropist, and I guess a philanthropist, and I do those other things. That's it. Every variation, friend to supreme, whichever one fits your best scenario for our needs of it, go for it. All right. I was doing one setting up a profile, and it asked me. It said it doesn't service governments. It doesn't fund governments, and so I didn't put in Wallah LSRA. I just put in Barry. Not trying to get around anything. Um, and then remember these places can it takes time to write grants and things like that. All right, and first they have to do proposals of this and that and go through all this paperwork, y'all. So it could be like a month to 3 months. All right, before we get anything concrete. Um, and then agencies, organizations, you can pull the money directly from the government. You already know the people in their areas, right? There's a job y'all can do where to get the money direct. All of you agencies out there like that, including SPCA, animal care places, finding out how to access our government benefits for your needs, so you can sidestep the signatures and things like that. Since they cover everything, you just go in there with what you've already opened up, or from now on, open up a general grant, and then you just go back and forth with what this next batch of money is directly for, right? And then you go to the clerks and do that process, and it's supposed to be that simple, and that's the way mine will be. Should there ever be a problem, you just freaking try and have a life. You know what I'm saying? It ain't, and we'll have the kids bringing in resources and mud to build huts, etc. So, or whatnot. Um, so, out draftees, outboard leaves have you good for nothing, right? Say they're in my position one day, and this is what you do to them. All right, draftees. So, if you were in my position, this is how you'd feel. All right, and this is what's going on. All right, it's not about your worst expectation. I have principles and guidelines I live by, not just whatever. All right. Ladies, I loved seeing you yesterday. And then we'll do that again during the week one day. I didn't do something. I should have been just going around and doing something specifically. And then being more sociable, I sort of just sat there and was like trying to like flag girls over. Hey, finally I was going around dropping off some napkins. And then two ladies, I mistakenly, the one girl, she looked over and I was like, and I looked forward. I thought I was telling him to like go to the other side of the little space where we're at. So, I made sure to put the napkin to other uses. Yeah, there's people that aren't getting all of this information. Like someone thinks I'm like racist against gays, right? What else? Like some dude at employee at not he didn't do anything wrong, but he just made an example of himself as to not understanding what's going on, and totally gave me misinformation. So what else? Um, it's gonna be quick, and I have things I'm gonna do primarily in my application. I had to put some orders out for my personal needs for the month, and then I still haven't done that. And I guess that's it. Um, so draftees, the understanding that you're saying no and you know better, and you know better, right? But you're doing it anyways, right? That's gonna mess you up. All right. I hope you aren't sitting there like a little boy, harumphing. You embarrassed yourself to me. Sitting here writing for grant applications for places that um, get money for people like you, right? So you can go in there and get money from them. Do you realize how many places I saw and realized you could end up having have had all those nice things in your little shack and scenario, right? All those effing nice things. A real goddamn roof. You disgust me. You're fucking pathetic. Putting you in the Middle East, fellas. You fucking fuck ups, bro. You had everybody getting money from the government because they wouldn't give it to you, and they would have given you the money so your children, like what I'm doing, doesn't matter if you were in a rebel occupied or quote unquote rebel occupied area or not. You'd have got the freaking money. Or they would have relocated you, so it would have been more copacetic to situation. And well, then okay, so no, no, they go everywhere, and they would have given you all you needed to have a comfortable life, to compare easily to compare to what I'm supposed to have. But because I cater my life to people, I live on the scraps that are mandatory they give people so they don't get in trouble. And I have employees telling me, "Oh, you gotta know." It's fucking pathetic, bro. Couldn't get shit out of the goddamn government other than here, redo it, and it's their fault. I already did redo it. You want me to redo their fuck up again? So, what else? In order to be a man, draftees, you gotta do what I say, not just bring home money and provide a roof. All right, like so. Well, being a human is great, and it's gonna come back major for you. All right. All right. So you have problems controlling your scrotum or something, and you just pee everywhere, right? All right. So we'll let you sit around and die of old age in this wonderful place, right? We'll leave you as part of the museum. Whether or not people will see you as they're going through it or not, that's fine, but you can still live out of it. All right. Have your little freaking party of some money and not having to work for a change. Wasn't that nice? Oh, you'll have a DUI lane, maybe. Wow. You'll have to put in the paperwork for that, too. Sorry. All right. So, and back to Iran, going over to Venezuela air waters. And then that's what to expect when things get done. Uh, and then we'll leave all the draftees in their country space wherever it ends up, and then make museum stuff, and the rest of us will go freaking party like I promised. All right. Draftees, you're getting a nice little cushy break. Those of you that want to get the time over with later, right? Because there's other things you're being held accountable for, right? Some of you that have issues controlling your body. Um, yeah, so you'll get that little break where you can just die of old age here on the museum, and then start your timeout. All right. Any of you that want to start your timeout early and just get it over with, because you know in the end there's you'll have the world and a machine that just cranks out anything you want at the drop of a hat. You're more than welcome to. You can do that by getting the movement going on the politicians. All right. First wave is white clothes. Second wave is medium dark clothes, light grays or something, and then all right. Make me proud out there. Represent your colors, fellas. It's pretty, and there's pictures going on. You might actually do some laundry and make something etiquette. Well, don't forget there's inboardlies as well looking at you draftees, not just us here on Earth. All right. Remember, this scenario has been going on since before time could even be conceived as an understanding, and it had always been happening because space was always here. It's very naive to think we're the first now, no matter what, for y'all. I'll order some new glasses too. All right. So, well, um, good luck with all that traffic. All right. And then apply it to the things I call tacky. Right. I make stupid jokes that have no backing to it, and you laughed, right? Now I'm telling you, there's those other things that are tacky and low budget. So I guess we'll go out there and well, you know what? I can just do that work on the phone and go out there while smoking. So that's about it. That's my pep rally for today. Influential words of wisdom. actually are for wartime draftees, not your stupid asses needing to do a walkthrough on the rulers for the Leo because they don't want to go down any earlier than they have to by just sitting there. And if you talk shit, they might beat you up and kill you. Otherwise, they'll just let you do whatever you want for the most part, as long as it doesn't jeopardize their job or is too gnarly for them. Okay. Good luck with all that. Everybody loves you. Remember. All right, y'all. Have a nice day. I'll try to see you as much as possible. So I guess tomorrow we're gonna do that scenario. Shit. Um, freaking and then I've got that scenario. I can go back to. Yeah, I'm just gonna sit here. I should have another few hundred emails out today. Late girlies, having your youngins go on the site for your, like, oh well, they have your specific area women's rights. Excuse me. Go on and find your scenarios and make your kids sit there and just plug away at whatever you can do, and then but all that stuff is true. $600 to $900 a month in groceries, freaking get all the gas money you need, anything and everything. And this is how it works. The amount of time altogether, say you had to drive the whole month because you were traveling, right? All those hours that you could be actually, like, you plan out your month, right? And the differences of what you could end up in, right? And then add in a spot for emergency situations for like an extra $200 a month. All right. And do your local and international ones. All right. So, like, there's serious things too. Like, so there would be women's peace and sustainability rights development, all sorts of titles you can come up with, and you'll get different ones. Now the issue is, you're fine. It's grants, right? So, well, there you go. All right. So yeah, you'd go specific to your setting. All right. And then there's plenty of money to not have to worry about not joining forces and letting people know where who's responding and things like that quicker. It just means they're busy if they're not. I'm telling you, there's people waiting to rush your house with goods and things like that, bro. Like there was a fire. All right. All they got to do is get the processing done, and they actually just happen to walk and not run because it's safer. And then, but they'll, they're going right to you. All right. There's places that'll build you a home. Hey, I tell you what. Why don't you make your walls, draftees, of those places also those, like, the tin roof material, right? You make walls of the tin roof, right? Be quicker, sit around longer that day. All right. So have a nice day. Only you, draftees, can save yourselves. All right. You should have looked at me like your pops and friend when I said that stuff instead of a Supreme Overlord Commander Herb fucking Jr. Freaks. So there is something to be said, draftees, for getting it over with all of a sudden right now. Like just specifically working the ruler situations to get them out of there and have that paperwork done and processed through their scenarios past the administration. Then it'll filter down into the departments eventually. All right, and I'll get an email. Use the God May 7 one or the M045 one for Gmail. All right. Let's see what else, huh? After that, you'll be good, drafty. You know, there is something we said getting it over with. I mean, like, right? Probably let you go after a few thousand years or something. After we get sick of seeing you getting tortured, and don't just throw you into the pit thing over off into the backsides of the clusters where we don't have to like have you near us. You know, I do stuff. Don't think I'm gonna be cool with you at the end, right? You gotta work for it. And look, all this extra time the rulers gave you, so if you got into this scenario, you could get out of it. Isn't that nice? A whole year of it too. I brought it down to realistic standards, huh? All right, so good. Everyone is someone, and life will move on one day, with or without them. All right. So, yeah, promising y'all some freaking dream come true. Ain't gonna happen no more draftees. You're gonna at least get a few thousand years, and that's, as you know, what it's supposed to be. Right? I'm putting these terms and regulations on you. Why don't you just sit there? If you're not going to do the work, sit there and talk to the outboard leads that you think are there. All right, so be good the way I want you to be good, or else. And life is all about what I say it is. And if you don't understand it, just do what I say, and you'll get the best. You won't have to hope for anything. All right. Militias and ladies in my past. Also, what up, what up, what up? And I'm sure there's some in my past. Limelighters. All right. So look, whatever is that little group, and if I'm missing someone, so we'll talk later, and then or I'll talk later with you all at the draftees and the governments, and we'll go from there. All right. All right. Bye. Girlies now all by themselves.